Hello there, geometry students. This is day 4 of our trig section. This is the inverse trig stuff. Now, previously we've just been hitting on the regular trig, sine, cosine, tangent. Just a side note, make sure you pronounce it as sine, cosine, tangent. Don't say sin, cos, and tan. And when we do the stuff today, you're going to have symbols that look a little different than that, so make sure you're saying them appropriately. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Make sure you sound intelligent as you are. We're going to skip this top part just for time's sake. If you would like to fill it in, you can, but it's really just a refresher from the previous section. So it's just asking you to find sine, cosine, and tangent of this triangle. Like the lengths AB, AC, CB would go in these spots. So if you want to do that, you can, but I'm going to skip ahead. So before, anytime we used sine, cosine, or tangent, that's what those are abbreviations for, we were always solving for sides. Well, now we're going to introduce inverse. They look like this. They have a little -1 there. Please do not say sin -1 or cos -1. You sound silly when you say it like that. Say it the way it's supposed to. If you're going to be using those, it's on your calculator. You can actually find it right above sine, cosine, and tangent. You'll see this little symbol right above sine and so on and so forth. It's pretty easy to find. Since it's above it, that means you're going to have to hit shift or second to get to that option. So just make sure you do that. But the reason we have inverse trig is to undo regular trig. So in the same way that addition undoes subtraction, multiplication undoes division, square roots and squaring undo each other, in that same way, if I do inverse sine of sine, it's going to cancel it out, which is going to be extremely helpful when we get to our examples. So let's kick it off with this guy. We need to start with labeling. What's really nice about trig is it's almost the exact same setup no matter what you do. Whether you're doing regular trig, inverse trig, story problems, it's pretty great. So we're going to start with our hypotenuse. Whoops, my pen got a little crazy there. And since we're looking for angle A, right there, that's what we're going to do opposite adjacent based on. It's kind of different because we're used to x being a side, but this time they are angles. So there's my labels. Make sure you got the labels correct. And now, picking our sides. So now we've got opposite adjacent, so that's going to be tangent, not just tan. Now we always put the angle next to the trig, okay? So since we have angle A, we don't know what it is, we're going to put a capital letter A right there. And then we've got 27/18, okay? So now our problem is that we're trying to get A by itself, but we've got this tangent kind of stuck next to it. Well, if I have adding next to something I need to get rid of, I subtract. If I have tangent, then I do inverse tangent to cancel it out. So on both sides of the equation, we're going to write inverse tangent. Remember, it's the little -1 symbol, but we don't say tan -1. You say inverse tangent. Okay, and then I've still got my original stuff. Whatever I do to one, I got to do to the other. That's why I have inverse tangent written on both sides. Now what's going to happen is because I've got inverse tangent and tangent right next to each other, they cancel out, which is great because now I've got A alone. On the other side, A has to be equal to whatever inverse tangent of 27 divided by 18 is. Now on your calculator, if you're using one of mine, the Casio ones, you're going to have to type in the fraction first. So 27 divided by 18, hit equals. You should get 1.5 on your screen. Then hit shift and hit tangent, which is the tan key. Then you should get your final answer of A is equal to 56.31 degrees. Now, if you've got your own calculator, which is a little bit more advanced, you can just type it in straight. So you can hit second tangent. You should see the tan with the little -1 symbol. then you can type in the fraction as usual. So if yours is a little nicer, you get to have a better way of plugging it in. I'm going to move on to the second one now. I'm going to do this guy again. Hopefully you've already got the hang of it. You might be able to zoom through this. This is your hypotenuse. We're still looking for angle A. It's in a different spot this time though, so here's my opposite and my adjacent. Awesome. Got to use the things that are in the picture. So I have 3 and 15, that's the adjacent hypotenuse side. If you're not sure, go back to your SOHCAHTOA to help you remember. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. Well, I have adjacent and a hypotenuse, so that's got to be the cosine, the COS. So I have COS. I don't know what my angle is, so I'm going to put angle A there. And it equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So put 3 on top, 15 on the bottom, and we're ready to get going. I'm still trying to get A by itself. So how do I get rid of cosine? Inverse cosine. So I'm going to do inverse cosine of this side. Whatever I do to one side, got to do to the other side. There we go. Okay, and again, remember what happens when I have cosine and inverse cosine together? They cancel each other out. All I'm left with is angle A, and it's going to be equal to whatever inverse cosine of 3 over 15 is. Again, if you've got one of mine, plug in the fraction first, hit equals, then hit second and cosine. If you've got your own, just go left to right as you see it here. Just make sure that little -1 symbol is in the picture you see, otherwise you might not get the right answer. If you do it right, you should get 78.46 degrees. So really not too scary if you did pretty well with the regular trig stuff, honestly. It's almost the exact same process. It's really just here that we start changing things up a little bit, but the labels, the original equation, are pretty much the same. I'd like you guys to do this one on your own. Try it on your page. When you're done with this video, or even if you want to pause the video, go back to the Google Classroom. There's a PDF with the answers on it, and you can check and make sure that you did this one correctly. Yes, I realize you can go through and just write in all the answers, but you're really not learning that way, and it really is important that you watch the lesson to understand what's happening. So do this one, then go check. I'm going to do this one. It's pretty similar to what we've been doing, but you've got 2 angles you're looking for now, angle A and angle C. I'm going to kick it off with angle A because the letter A is what my first name starts with. So I'm going to start with that one. You could have started with C. So hypotenuse, opposite, oops, and adjacent. Pretty similar to what we've been doing. It's just that you have to start with 1 angle instead of 2. You guys might even be able to pause and just figure this out on your own. This is basically what we were just doing in the last problems. Thinking about my SOHCAHTOA, this is cosine of A. Adjacent is 10 over 16. Excellent. Same as usual. Gotta get rid of the cosine. Inverse cosine of both sides. Hopefully some of you in your brain are thinking, this is so easy. Why am I doing 10 billion problems on it? Well, because eventually you probably won't think it's so easy because you might forget. It's good to have some practice though. Okay, hopefully you were able to get to that step fairly easily. If not, you probably need to go back and watch the first couple examples again, which is okay. But if you get to this point and you plug it in correctly, go ahead, push pause now, plug it in yourself, push pause. Okay, on your calculator screen, hopefully you got 51.32. Boom. Now, here's the thing. Go back to your directions. We found angle A, got to find angle C. Now, a couple things you could do here. You could just erase everything. You could say erase, 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 restart the whole thing, and do it based on angle C. That's a valid way to do it. You're going to find a really cool thing about sine and cosine. It's actually going to be sine with the same numbers, but you'll get the complementary angle. But there's a much easier route to figuring this out. Some of you might have already realized your triangle has to add up to how many degrees? 180. That's awesome, because I don't have to do any trig to figure out angle C. Angle A plus angle B plus angle C have to equal 180. I just figured out angle A, 51.32. Look at angle B. What's that little square mean? 90. And I still need angle C. Scroll down a little bit here. All right, we'll put these two guys together. We get 141.32 plus angle C equals 180. How do I get angle C by itself? Some of you guys might have already intuitively figured this out on your own, which is awesome. If you did, you really were subtracting that amount to get angle C by itself. And if you do it correctly, angle C has to be 38.68 degrees. Again, we're looking at angles, put them in degrees. And if I added this plus angle A plus 90, because that's angle B, all of them should add up to 180. Awesome. I would like you to try this one. If you want to try this one and the third one, you go for it. You overachiever, I love it. Extra practice is extra learning, and it has the answer in the key attached to this lesson. However, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit just because I'm timed on this. Skip. I'm actually going to skip the whole top row on the back page. So we're on the back side now. I'm going to work on the first example in the second row. Oops, did I go one too far? There we go. This one. This is the first example in the second row. So find this example. It's actually quite easy. It's really a great problem. I want to go over that before I release you to work on your practice. So again, we've got a missing angle, so I know I'm going to use inverse somewhere. I'm going to change this to angle A because I really, really hate putting question marks in equations. I just think it looks weird. If you want to keep the question mark, you go for it, but I'm changing it to angle A. You could put X there if you want, or anything else. This is opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Hopefully this is like second nature now. Now some of you might be panicking because, oh my goodness, there are 3 sides. What do I do with 3 sides? Ah! Okay, well, we're used to having 2 sides, but what's the benefit of having 3 sides? Take a second, think about it. Why is this a good thing? Why would this help me? Hopefully you're realizing that, because we have all 3 sides, I can do whatever trig function I want. I can do sine because I have opposite and hypotenuse. I could do cosine because I have adjacent and hypotenuse. And I could do tangent because I have opposite adjacent. In fact, all of them should get you the same answer. So pause here, pick one of them, and then press play when you're ready to see the answers. I'm going to work through all 3 of them, and you'll see that they all get the same. Okay, so sine is opposite over hypotenuse. That would be your setup for sine. Cosine of A is adjacent over hypotenuse. Different numbers, but it's going to end up being the same answer. And tangent of A would be opposite over adjacent. No matter what, when I take the inverse of all of these things, I'm going to get the exact same answer. So go ahead and check. Make sure whichever equation you picked, you match the numbers that I used. But no matter what you do, your final answer for all 3 of them is going to be that angle A is 53.13 degrees, which is pretty great. I mean, it's kind of cool that all these trig functions work so well together, and they can assess the same angle from different perspectives. It's kind of awesome. Once you have this done, I would try the example right next to it. Again, check it on the key. And then your homework assignment is numbers 1 through 8 at the bottom of this page. It says mixed practice. It says mixed because there are some regular trig, so things that you don't use inverse for from the other day as review. And then there's some inverse there as well. Don't forget to get that checked in class.